Here's a recap with all the big takeaways from day 2 of the Diddy sex trafficking trial in New York. Most of the day was taken up by Cassie Ventura taking the stand, and she is a key witness in this trial, so there was a lot of questioning going on from the prosecution. Cassie was joined in the courtroom by her brother, her mother, and her husband. However, her husband is going to be asked to leave once she begins testifying about the 2018 rape allegations. This is because the defense may want to call him to testify himself. Cassie's testimony started out talking about her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs and how it quickly became abusive physically, and he was very controlling of everything she did in her life. She detailed all the ways that he would physically abuse her over the course of their 10-year relationship. She also said that he controlled every aspect of her life, from her career to her personal life. If she didn't answer any of his text messages, he would have his security or some of his assistants come and get her from wherever she was. She also said that he would fill her days with busy work once she signed that record deal so that he knew where she was at all times. She ended up recording hundreds of songs over the years and had 9 albums that were never released. She said that if he was unpleased with her in any way, he would begin to take things away from her, including her car, her jewelry, any kind of devices she had, or even kick her out of her apartment that he was paying for. She even said that she would keep any broken electronic devices that she would have over the years because she was afraid of blackmail material on those devices getting out and being leaked. She then went into detail about what the freak-offs were and said that Diddy first approached her about a freak-off, which she said he described as voyeurism, within the first year of their relationship. She says at first she would partake in it to make him happy and that she loved him and just wanted to please him. However, it soon became a job for her as she had no say in it. She testified that the freak-offs would entail either Diddy or Cassie herself finding male escorts online. They would then be taken to whatever location they were at to perform these freak-offs. Her testimony about this was very graphic, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. However, she said that these freak-offs entailed Diddy directing the entire thing, and they would do whatever he would say for them to do. It also included about 10 large bottles of baby oil per freak-off, which again, that was the baby oil that was found in his house last year as evidence. She said that these freak-offs would last anywhere from 36 to 72 hours, with the longest freak-off being 4 days. She says she spent a big chunk of her life recovering from the drug use and the dehydration that came with these freak-offs. She said that Diddy always supplied her with drugs for these freak-offs. She said she took them to, one, keep going because sometimes they would have very few breaks throughout the course of these hours-long freak-offs, and also as a way to numb herself because she said it was disgusting and humiliating what she was doing. These freak-offs often took place at either Diddy's home, Cassie's home, or multiple hotels worldwide. They then would find the male escorts, and Diddy's security or his assistants would go and retrieve those escorts and transport them to wherever the freak-offs were happening. Cassie says that Diddy began filming these freak-offs within the first year of them starting, and that she was always afraid that this blackmail was going to get out somewhere. Towards the end of the day, she touched on the 2016 hotel incidents, which I'm sure you recall the surveillance video has been all over the place since it was released just last year. She said that incident started off as a freak-off, however, it turned violent, and that is when she tried to leave. Which, if you recall yesterday's testimony from the security guard at the hotel, he does make a statement that there was a third person in the hotel room with Diddy and Cassie, which, assuming now, again, this is just me assuming, that was probably the male escort that they hired for the freak-off. The day wrapped with the jury seeing text messages between Cassie and Diddy, and Cassie testifying that when she escaped the hotel room, she ran away while Diddy was in the shower, and that while he was abusing her physically, the male escort was in a different suite of the hotel. It is a little after 5 p.m. right now. Court was dismissed just a few minutes ago. Today was just the prosecution's direct examination of Cassie. I'm sure they have more to go into tomorrow, and that hasn't even begun the cross-examination. So I'm sure we will see Cassie on the stand for most of tomorrow, if not all of tomorrow, and maybe subsequent days after that.